So I'm in Ewell Village. This is known as the Watch House. So it's a small building. Apparently dates back to about 1770, 1777. And it seemed to have like a dual process. So it was either containing a fire truck or it was a prison. But this is a nice little start to our little stroll, which we're following a slowways route. And we're kind of at this point here in Ewell Village, we're at the start of, well, it's different sections of the London Loop. So we're going to do a little bit along the Hogsmill River. But it's quite noisy, so this is just really test to see how things are going. And I'm going to stroll down the road and I'll catch up with some audio in a second. Just want to test the audio really, and if this is kind of worth using. I'll turn the camera around when I edit this. I'll show you the little wireless mic and the little mini dead cat which I'm using, so we'll see if that's any good. I don't really want this to be about tech, but when I'm out doing these little walks, which I do quite often, I kind of want to carry as little with me as possible. At the moment I've just got a kind of shoulder bag with me. I think I'm due an upgrade to a backpack because it's not ideal. This is a particular highlight for me, this little tunnel. Railway bridge, you can see. Carried the line of the London and South Western Railway. It's built in 1859. When it rains, this gets really muddy down here. But it's alright today. So the slowways route, which I've got on my phone on, what's it called, OS Maps. Yeah, OS Maps, which I basically downloaded the map on the slowways website and just downloaded it to OS Maps. Sort of wander along. It suggests walking on, I guess, the north side. Roughly north, yeah, north side of the river. But you can walk either side, to be honest. There are paths on either side. I did find this side is often a little bit quieter as well, which is quite nice. I have walked down here in the winter and it's incredibly muddy. But today everything's quite dry as well. Hope this audio is okay. I'm not going to be shouting walking around doing these things, so let's see. Maybe I'll just put music over everything so you don't have to listen to me. There you go. I think up here we can see a the London Loop signs coming up. This path goes along and we go in and out of kind of in the trees. And it's also part of a garden nature reserve here as well, which we're going to pass through, which is quite nice. For missing dogs. Alright, I'm going to do a 360 here, I think. Just passed some stepping stones, which are quite a fun way to cross the Hogsmill here. It's not too wide, maybe a couple of metres wide. But I do remember in the winter, where it was particularly cold, we had a little bit of snow. I came walking down here with my daughter, and she wanted to go over the stepping stones. We did that, and there's some not amazing stepping stones. We did that. And then there was a log which she wanted to cross, which I wasn't keen on, but she convinced me otherwise, and being the good parent that I am, I let her, and later fished her out of the water, and we walked home soaking wet. She basically wasn't too happy with me that day, and anybody we passed on the street, she kept on shouting out, "Why did you let me fall in the river?" So they could judge me as well, which was quite fun. That's a nice little memory of this. But we often come down here just on bikes and things. It's quite a good cycle. But like I say, this isn't a particularly long walk. It's like just under 3 miles. So it's a nice little stroll. Crossed over again, following the same sort of route as the London Loop. You can go either side, but the thing is, just on the other side, there's so many detours you could take off these routes, which are amazing players. But we got Ewell Court's house, which has got a nice big pond and everything, and that's just, if we'd have followed on that sort of north side of the river, have ended up there. But this place, see in the summer you see a lot of kids playing down here because Hogsmill kind of opens up a little bit. But today they're all in school. And the paths are much wider, which is kind of good for bike cycling and things as well. Pretty quiet today. Let's go down here maybe, and I'll get a shot of the river. See how wide. A bit steep. Let's try not to fall in. You hear that lovely sound of running water and screaming children in the background. You see the river's pretty shallow at this point. Anyway, we'll carry on. Alright, so what I'm going to attempt to do is show you how I do a 360 just under one of these chairs, which is quite simple. One of these chairs, one of these trees. Yeah, extend that. We've got a 3-second delay. We're done. Now I'm going to try the same thing. It's super long. Extended 3-meter selfie stick. I'm going to get right up there in all the branches. The trick is to extend it before you press the 3 seconds. And we're firing off. That's good. We'll do one for luck over here. Just under this quite lovely tree along the Hogsmill River. The Hogsmill River just over here, and I've just used my extended selfie stick to do a 360 just under the tree, just to still to see how that is. What I might do now, I did want to create a little intro for the video, which was taking shots, I forget the name of it. But we are going to film a sweep shot. So the idea is we'll take a few of these and we edit them all together, but I'm going to kind of film myself behind the scenes. So again, we've just crossed over Ruxley Lane, I think it was. And we're into the Hogsmill Nature Reserve. This is about halfway through this walk, which is again quite a short one, just under 3 miles. You can cycle the whole thing in half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. It's really quick. But this is quite lovely. So we've gone past the Hogsmill, the open space, and again we've just got to go in. These are quite wide sort of trails. It opens up a bit as well. This is more an audio test for the Insta 360, so I wanted to film and see what it's like just using this. Which uses the content isn't the most exciting. This is just a little test for me, and we're trying to figure things out and see where it goes from there. The idea really is to kind of take my cameras out and kind of film what I'm doing when I'm taking 360 pictures, but also to kind of explore some of these different walking routes. So there's the official ones that exist, like the London Loop, Capital Ring. There's plenty in London, but this is my first go on an official slowways route. So I'm quite enjoying it. Lovely day. Coming up to this little point on the path where just adjust some things here. It's ever so slight incline. It's a little hill. When you're 6 or 7 years old, going up this little hill here, turn around. Just you. Where are you going? See, it's quite a hill there, which is quite fun to cycle down as well. We've got another thing going on with this. Alright, so this is trying out this filming. An ideal way to do it. But it's nice to have the microphone so I can hold this a bit further away. I've already cut my head off. Okay, how's that? Right, so we're over halfway. We are coming to the section of the route where we're going to stop following the Hogsmill River, and we're going to slowly go onto the main road in Tolworth, which is kind of like the end of all this nice greenery and things. But there's a couple of interesting things to see in Tolworth. There's a really nice little nature reserve which we'll pass, won't go through. And there's also some sort of street art as well. So this is probably really shaky footage. So I'm going to try the same kind of thing in a minute with a 360 camera rather than this DJI Pocket. We'll see what that looks like. So we are about to say goodbye to the Hogsmill River as we reach the end of this path, and we are saying hello to the A240 or Kingston Bypass. This is more commonly known. I can't imagine I'm going to be getting amazing audio of me walking down this road. As we walk up, like I said, there's going to be a nature reserve we're going to pass on our left, just over the way. We've got the roads heading down to Worcester Park and things. But what I think I'm going to do is we head down the road here. I'll zoom into time-lapse or hyperlapse mode. Head down to a couple of really interesting murals as well. See, this signage is fairly new, the Tolworth Farmfields Nature Reserve. We're right next to Kingston Bypass. You can see the Tolworth Tower in the background there, which is where we're heading. There's a lot of community funded projects here, which is really worth a look, and it's quite an interesting nature reserve, sort of hidden away, because round the corner we have the new head office for Lidl's UK head office, which is this building site you can see emerging from the trees here, which has been already on Google Maps, not quite finished yet, not quite open, but already labelled as Lidl head office on Google Maps. I'm going to cross over the road. And we're just going to head down here. I don't know if you can see the train bridge at Tolworth Station. There's some interesting artwork which we'll have a look at. And as we go under the bridge, I hope you can hear me alright, it's pretty loud. You can see Lionel Stanhope's Tolworth sign. Oh, it's a big shot. There's lots of railway arches that Lionel paints. As we literally come around the corner, got a mural from Sky High, which is a homage to Ewell Farmfields, which is the nature reserve we passed. Some nice details there. Oh, a hedgehog. Alright. We are again at a little playground over there. Some interesting features. There's some really nice community projects happening in sort of Tolworth area. We're going to head over the A3 to Tolworth Broadway. So we're just in the middle. We're just in the middle of the Hogsmill Roundabout now. It's a little tunnel, and it looks like we found another mural by Sky High. Someone called Shed X maybe helped out on this other side. So past this little underpass. See there, lovely little mural. It's a nice little surprise just to find it. I mean, this all got done up a few years ago, part of the regeneration of Tolworth High Street, Broadway. So you can kind of walk across or underneath the A3, and actually the footpath follows this green striped footpath we're about to walk on. It kind of follows Tolworth Road. It's quite cool. This is definitely worth the 360, I think. Okay, so here's my thoughts on the walk. I'm at the Tolworth Fields Nature Reserve, and you can hear the Kingston bypass, which leads up to the A3 in the background. So you look over this side, there's this serene field with the Lidl head office popping its head up, and the Tolworth Tower. On the other side you've got this busy road, but in the meantime you can hear grasshoppers, and it's quite lovely, and it seems to have grown up quite a bit this summer, this nature reserve. I'm looking for a spot for lunch because I've finished my walk and now I'm walking back again. My thoughts on the three mile little jaunt along the Hogsmill River, just going from Ewell to Tolworth. I mean, it's, if you live around here you would have done that walk 100 times before, especially in lockdown. If you have a dog, anything like that, you would have done that quite a lot. If you've done the London loop or a lot of the southern sections, you'll certainly know it as well. I think it's section 8 is probably like the highlight. That section is probably the highlight of section 8. After that you're kind of going into more suburban, it's less green until you get into Kingston, and then into the next section. But it's just a lovely walk, and if you live around here you know that it's a lovely place to go. Here is a lovely place to go. It's completely empty, but if you're not from around here and you just want a short walk, that will take you from, you've got train stations in Ewell West, which are right nearby the start of the walk, and in Tolworth, so it's quite accessible from anywhere in London and Surrey. It's really worth doing. I quite enjoyed it. So that's my first, not sure if we can call it a review of one of the slowways, but my first slowways walk, which I guess I've cheated a little bit by doing one which I've already done before rather than discovering things. But hopefully this little video is the first of more sort of documenting my 360 photography, but also how I create them, doing these little walks and things. So I'm not literally just going out taking a few snaps. They're normally part of a larger walk. And I've really talked about walking. I've walked myself into trouble here, into a brambled thing, so I might try and find another way around. Yeah, we're gonna have it. That's part of the fun. Sometimes not following a route, trying to find alternative ways around and things, and sort of discovering things, especially at the local, that you've never really seen before. Certainly the murals, I've seen the murals by the station, but I've not seen the ones on the underpass before. I knew they were there, but I've never actually seen them before. But look at this, fantastic around here. I'll try and find a way through. But that's just my little walking back, final thoughts. Again, I'm kind of working with new equipment and things, so kind of wanted to test out how the audio on, this is on the Insta 360 1X2. There's no mic jack or anything like that, so I just wanted to, well, there is a mic jack, but I don't have myself mic'd up, so I just wanted to see what it was like. Just one thing I do know is I need a bit of bag. I've got a little satchel thing here, and the gear I'm carrying, although it's all very lightweight, things like batteries and sort of weighing me down a little bit, so I think I may get a backpack. I think every photographer spends a considerable amount of time looking for the perfect bag. You never really find it. Now the grasshoppers, it's fantastic. But yeah, that's my first video, and hope you enjoyed it, and they gave you a little insight into this short walk. It looks like a nice spot for lunch, I think. Yeah. Oh, lovely.